names of my co-mentees, my super mentor, Dr. Abayomi Ajayi. It's really nice. I'm Dr. Bukis Loltenkia all the way from Zaria. So this mentorship program has really been very, very interesting. A lot of learning curves for me in particular, and I'm sure for all my co-mentees. We've learned so much. The neuroprotein cannot be overemphasized. That self-discovery of knowing who we are, knowing how to deal with many people, the entrepreneurial skills we've learned are something that I really don't know how much to appreciate that. It's like mentorship. Really, it's something we're lacking, especially in this part of the world. We need credible mentors, someone that will push you through, show you that things are really, really possible. And with this program, I believe we have gotten to that stage. And we had so many opportunities. For one, I knew, and when I spoke with my mentor, and I told him my ambition of pursuing a PhD, endometriosis, and he has done so much work on that. I picked more interest in that. I was even part of a panelist during the endometriosis day. Everybody now in my institution, anytime there is endometriosis patient or they have a dilemma, they call upon me. That they know that I'm an expert. I would say that probably I will have done much more in contact with my mentor, really. But we're taking it forward, and we will have many more engagements, especially being from the same discipline. I'm looking forward to meeting him in the next upcoming Sogon conference. Yes, he's also chairing a session. Yes, so we'll keep in touch. Obstetrics and gynae. I have interest in infertility, and his advices has really helped me a lot because I'm part of a group of doctor specialists that established as a multi-specialist hospital in Zaria, and his input has really helped me, and I've been able to develop my managerial skills. I handle people a lot, and whenever there are challenges or conflicts with Coach Maureen's session, yes, I've been like somebody to be called upon to resolve conflicts. It's really a wonderful session, and I've been encouraging my people back in my institution to look out for the next cohort of mentorship. So we'll see more people from the north, hopefully this time around. Thank you very much.
Awesome. That is totally awesome. Thank you very much, Dr. Bilkis, for that. Hey, and so do we give you the mic or we give the virtual? I'm very confused. So tell me how to play this now. Virtual. Okay, I'll give you virtually.
Thank you, everyone. Good evening, all. Melina, press, my first committees. Good evening, all. My name is Dr. Bilal Yahya. I'm coming from Yola, Adamawa State. I'm a surgical president. This mentorship program is actually terrific. I cannot thank, or I cannot summarize what it has done to us, or me in particular. Personally, I've developed many things. I've written many quotes on my notes, but to pick out one, there is one thing I developed and I want to perfect. that I've picked from this mentorship program is I've learned or developed that ability to not be afraid of challenges, just face them. And since I started that, I think I've took on many things that I was afraid to do, and so far so good. It is working well. From the last session we had, I think I also pick out a quote that is actually with me now, that two words define destiny, yes or no. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you very much, Dr. Bilial. I mean, it's amazing that each time we had a virtual training, it was only Bilial that was courageous enough to leave his camera on. So that when he came in, he was the only one that I recognized instantly. The others, I had to do a bit of permutation, combination, and all that, but I saw him and I knew. So I'm amazed that you regarded yourself before now as not being courageous. For me, you're a very courageous young man. You've not just increased in courage. Thank you very much. Well, next.
Next.
Yes.
First, I want to appreciate this mentorship program, Dr. Abayomi Ajayi. From this mentorship program, one, I have hope. I have hope in the medical healthcare in Nigeria and extensively Africa. My mind before this mentorship was to finish my house job, write the United States medical licensing exam, in medical the experience of this mentorship, the energy, the love, the investment, I have hope because we've experienced other medical elders. Even for me, this week, I'm supposed to be on leave, but because of emotional intelligence in the negative area, I have to still be. So, yes. So, I have hope, and I thank Dr. Abayomi for putting this program together. I'm sure not only me, everybody and people coming into this program will have hope, and hope in this country, hope in medical practice in Nigeria. So, that is one. Two, I also have more focus. I'm also interested in business. But before this mentorship program, I was just looking for any business that work. I want to see how it works. What's the risk? What's the output? What can I put together? From this mentorship program and interaction with my mentor, I've been able to try to focus so that my 6 years training will not just go to waste. That's what I learned from my mentor. To develop, okay, why can't I focus and calm down on developing business around the healthcare space? So that's another thing I gained. So before now, I went to just put my head on neurosurgery residency, but now I think I want to do something apart from that. So this mentorship has helped me to gain focus and look at what matters most with what I have. Not just, okay, I want to just jump on. So, and thirdly, the emotional intelligence training is a powerhouse. It's a powerhouse for us to be able to cope, to be able to also try to build. We'll make this mentorship program proud. We'll make Dr. Abayomi proud of us. So I want to thank you very much, sir, for putting this together. We appreciate you. We love you. We love you. All our mentees. Thank you. Thank you very much. Dr. Okwe's Trophy.
Thank you very much. Very interesting name. In fact, that was one of the things that first of all caught our attention when we were interviewing, prospective somebody that their parents had the temerity to name Trophy. Let us talk to this guy deeper. Let's find out more about him. Okay? Thank you very much, Trophy. So you've gained focus. That's very interesting. Okay.
Next, sorry. Well, is she within sight of the camera? Yes, okay, so you can see someone.
expanding on existing protocols. Good evening, everyone. I want to just give a quick background on how I got into this program. So one day,
How about your name?
my name is Deba Osage. I registered for this program while I was a house officer at UCH Ibadan, and the hospital was on strike that day. I remember just sitting down and I was asking myself, after house job, what's next? So I decided, okay, what do I like? I like reproductive endocrinology. Let me look for any fertility center in Lagos that I think I can work in. So I just started searching and I found Nordica. And then I saw that Nordica was doing a mentorship program. The applications rather were going to close soon. I think in about a few days. So I just put in my application and I just said, well, I mean, it's worth giving it a shot. So just a few weeks later, I got a call, an email or so, calling me for an interview. And I remember after the first interview, I didn't like the way it went. My father was in the same environment with me when I was pregnant, and I was like, Daddy, it's over. There's no way they're going to call me back. And funny enough, I'm here today. And so I just want to thank the program for even finding me worthy to be here. I ended up being the only one from Oyo State, being in this cohort. So the only one that applied from Oyo State, that's what I mean. I really appreciate the neuro coaching, and I didn't realize how much impact it had on me. I said this in one of our virtual meetings until months later when I was faced with a circumstance. And I remember I just started hearing Coach Maureen's voice in my head saying, oh, live in the gap, you can leave the environment, go and think about it and come back. And that's when I realized, okay, this thing actually did have some impact on me. And then my mentor was exactly who I wanted, Prof. Ogedengbe. I was so happy when I was eventually matched with her, and the last few months have been really amazing. I've met her many times. We've spoken about a lot of things, even outside medicine. We've done a lot of things, and I'm very proud of. She has introduced me to a lot of people, a lot of opportunities, and so it has been amazing, and I could have never met her if not for this program, so I'm very grateful. Also, the meeting last week and the week before, was that last week? Yes, where we spoke about entrepreneurship, and then the other one where we had all the mentors in the group mentorship session. Those last two were particular for me because I realized that I had plans, or I've always somewhere in my mind thought that I was going to do something related to reproductive endocrinology or infertility later in my life, but I never really thought about how to get there. I didn't realize that I'm in a stage now where I can start building the blocks to get to that place. And so those meetings helped me see that there are things I can start doing now, there are mindsets to start having now, there are virtues to start cultivating now that would eventually help me get there. So since that meeting, I made some very important steps in my life, and I would have never if I did not join this program. So I'm very thankful for being here, and I plan to go and blow the trumpet of this program when I leave here, because I think that everybody should know about this. And what even hurt me a little more was the first cohort I actually knew two people who were there, but I never heard about it. So my plan is to do the opposite. I'm going to tell everybody I know to look out for the next cohort. So I just want to thank you, sir, and please do not stop. The impact this is making is, you will see in a few years that you have not wasted your energy. I also want to commend the program, the coordination, the amount of sacrifice and work has been, I did not expect it really, because it's just like how they say, I think it was Bethlehem, can anything good, Nazareth, can anything good come out of there? It's the way I was looking at Nigeria, like, can anything good really come out of this program? But this program has shocked me and has proved me wrong. So I'm very thankful, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Deba. Well, something good can come out of Nigeria, can't it? Yes, great things are going to happen. Last of the but not the least.
Okay, thank you very much, ma'am. I really appreciate this opportunity to speak. I'm Godwin Oyewumi. I'm a second-year resident in obstetrics and gynecology at the University of Osun Teaching Hospital in Osogbo. I want to appreciate Dr. Abayomi Ajayi, Mrs. Ajayi, other members of the panel here, members of the press. Mrs. CBA, of course, and everybody that has been of tremendous help to us in the course of this program. I want to thank my wonderful co-mentees for being there all through since the beginning of this program. Chief Obafemi Awolowo was credited to have said that there is a radiance in the darkness if you could see. I want to appreciate Dr. Abayomi Ajayi for making us see the radiance in the gloom and darkness of the Nigerian situation. We are able to see that there is a future for us as young physicians. At this critical point in our history, we do not see much hope in Nigeria for us as young physicians. We feel that the medical leaders, they've reached the fruit, they are the ones enjoying the benefits of medicine, and there's nothing left for us than to just find our ways out of the country and build a life for ourselves. But through this program, our eyes have been opened to see that we can actually make it in this country, to see Nigeria from the perspective of the vast potential and opportunities that we should open up our minds to. I want to appreciate this opportunity. Secondly, the fact that while I was matched with my mentor, Professor Adekunle, I wondered what I would have to do with a professor of law. So I just reassured myself that all things come together for good anyways. So I applied myself, I was on him. He's a very busy person, and I made sure that I used as much as possible from him. And by the virtue of my relationship with him, we've been able to build a special bond, and it was very instrumental to opening my eyes in regard to a project I'm working on now. I wouldn't have seen that aspect to medicine, that I could combine my interests, my flair with my profession of medicine. So I've been able to do that, and I'm working on something successfully that I hope in the next few years will be a major thing in this country. So in addition to that, I would also say the benefits of working on our minds, which Ms. Maureen has actually devoted so much time and resources to neuro coaching, emotional intelligence. Our minds are really the seat of possibilities where we can fashion out ideas that can change the world. And that's what my relationship with my mentor and this program entirely has been able to do, to work on my mind, to expose me, to accommodate ideas, to see beyond the four walls of the clinic. And that has really benefited me. And I'm sure my co-mentees will testify to that too. So thank you once again for this opportunity. I'm very grateful.
A very precise gentleman. For the 3 minutes exactly. Not 7 not. So now we'll take the mentees that are attending virtually. Who do we have there? We have Buka. We have Babajide. Okay, so Buka came on first. So we'll be listening to Buka first. Buka, can you hear us?
Buka, can you hear us?
Buka, can you hear us?
Hello, good evening, everyone. I can hear you.
Good, you have the floor. Just tell us about your experience on this program.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you very much for the time, floor to make my comments. I am Dr. Fertility, a family medicine resident in the University of Maiduguri Teaching Hospital and one of the lucky mentees of the Cohort 2, Professor Dr. Abayomi Ajayi Physician Mentoring Program powered by the National Foundation. Since when I first came across the program, I was on a Facebook account. I was scrolling through my newsfeed on Facebook, and then I came across it. Don't crash that I've been following Dr. Abayomi's Facebook page, which might have explained the view of the ad on my page actually. So I took interest and applied for the to be part of the one-on-one with the Dr. Abayomi himself. And that's why I would love to join the program. I told him to be as young doctors, we are not actually, we've spent a better part of our young adulthood in the medical school without any much social interaction and life experiences, and we look forward to our medical elders who have more life experience to push us through. And the opportunity presented itself with this program, so I grabbed the opportunity and applied. And since joining the program, I would say what I have gained from it is far, far beyond my expectations from the program. Actually, the mentors have inspired and the program on the neuro coaching, leadership and neuro coaching also has been very, very smart. That there was a subject even into your subconscious mind. You discover yourself, then from there we now took a journey of the transformation. Because you believe that we first need to know ourselves before we begin the journey of the transformation with the program.
Thank you very much, Buka. Well, your name is Buka Adishetima, as far as we know, not Oliver Twist. But we want to do a change of name. We'll note that. Well, you suggested that we expand it. We hope that that will happen. That's the whole idea. But I think you also understand that this is also completely funded by the Monica Foundation. How much did the mentees pay? Is it only application fee? Transport fee from Maiduguri or wherever, how much do you pay? So, well, these things cost. But we do hope that we'll be able to do that. Someone wants to say something? We still have one more. We have Babajide all the way from the UK. So, Babajide, JJ, Dr. JJ, can you hear us?
Yes, ma'am.
Good evening, you've got the floor.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Dr. Ajayi. Good evening, Mrs. Ajayi. Good evening to everyone present, Mrs. Ibiemi. Good evening, and my fellow mentees and the press. I would like to say, Dr. Ajayi, for me, is the definition of what health defined health to the Nigerian health sector. When what health says health is not the absence of disease, but it's a complete state of total well-being, physically, mentally, and socially. I think, now that I'm sure what he's done for us and for the previous cohort and is going to do for people coming after us is just, he has brought a balance to the health sector in Nigeria. Many of us, as Mama Ibiemi calls him Dr. Japa, so it's one of the reasons I left. Even though I had a medical degree outside Nigeria, I came back because I wanted to, work in Nigeria, implement everything I've learned in Nigeria. I saw a lot of things out there in different countries. I never came home throughout a medical degree, going there just to learn to me. But coming back to the country, and you have no one to take you by the hand to show you the way. It feels you're in wilderness, and everywhere you look, you see one or two hospitals that are just like, they call it workshop, you understand? So it's not encouraging. I've worked in so many states in Nigeria. I was given several buildings to start, given free of charge. I told them, I can't start because I have a standard I want to keep to. So that was made me start following Dr. Ajayi. If this man can break through in this wilderness, is someone that is worth following. So I got the message immediately. It came online on Facebook. That's why I joined. So the program has been well packaged, well arranged, as in the selection of the mentors were all across board. As in the selection was everywhere that will touch your life. My mentor is the pharmacist. And initially I told Dr. Abayomi Ajayi, and I was thinking, a pharmacist, just like Dr. Godwin said, Like a pharmacist, okay, but the first thing they said to me was just broke my, I just opened my mind and everything. Like what I came here to learn, I'm already learning this, as if I should start coming back to the country. So, and still I'm coming back. The plan was for me to come back. Okay, I gave myself a timeline. It was for me to come back just to learn some stuff. You know, it's not easy to do some of these courses from Nigeria because of the prices, but from here it was easy. So the courses, what's it called? The neuro coaching, the emotional intelligence. Wow, that is another level. Okay, I just got jealous last 6 months. I've been getting best half of the month twice. So trying to implement what I've learned, and to cap it off, how we were rounding up was amazing. You know, the workplace knowledge we need, skills we need, the entrepreneurial skill set. The Dr. Ajayi's explanation, Mr. Popola's explanation, everything has just been all in all, and I'm very happy I did this. Personally, when the next course comes, I will do a sponsor for Nigerians in diaspora, so that they can see reasons why they need to go back home. We can't just keep learning these things either in Nigeria or diaspora and keep it. We need to bring it back home to help ourselves and train our people. So thank you very much, sir, for everything you've done. You know, medicine taught us to be convergent as doctors. That's what matters is patient lifestyle. Medicine doesn't teach you so that you have a life of your own. That's why if NAT goes on strike in Nigeria, the only thing the public has to blackmail us is you saw an oath for human life, but they forgot that we're also human beings. So Dr. Ajayi's mentorship program has made this thing a divergent thing for us. We no longer think about just patients alone. We have myriad of ways we can do and things we can do and we have opportunities that they can call, and you have given us the tools. It's not left for us to just go there and take the harvest. Thank you very much, sir, for this opportunity. We might not be able to pay you physically, but we know we are going. When you see us in future, you'll be so proud of us. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much, Dr. JJ. Yes, he may not be able to pay me, but I'm collecting on his behalf. Thank you. Sorry? Oh, no. Thank you very much. Oh, that's warning. So, I really do appreciate our comments. But again, we didn't put this together this evening just so that you can pat us on the back. We do appreciate that you have patted us on the back and we feel good about it, because we did put a lot of effort into it, so it feels good that it's appreciated. But we'd really appreciate further if you could give us tips and tricks on how we can make it better. I always like doing things so that the next version is better than the previous one. And those of you that have promised that you are going to sponsor ads, I'm very good at remembering. Why? Because I'm like an elephant. I remember stuff. Okay? So please, when we forward you next week the form for your comments, for feedback, please just go ahead and tell us where we can actually improve, what we can do to make it better. And if there's anything you didn't like about it, please say so. Okay? Nigeria, Africans, we're taught to just be very grateful and very happy and very thankful. And then all the Ikusinu, I suppose you guys understand Latin, all the Ikusinu will be inside. So bring it all out. We'll put it to good use. Design the next cohort so that it's even better. And don't start getting jealous already. The next cohort will be better. Thank you very much. So that's it for the comments from the mentees. Now we'll be having Mr. Adepopola speak to us. Again, a lot of our focus is on being entrepreneurs, and we've also stepped outside the medical field. We're calling on people that are not physicians, so that we can have different perspectives. He's spoken with us once, but we have him here again. We have thought to come in the flesh, and last he's going to have to talk to us virtually, but we're very much happy to have him in our midst virtually. So without further ado, Mr. Popola, thank you very much for being here with us. you do have a very tight schedule. We yield the floor to you, sir.
Dr. Ajayi, Mrs. Abayomi, all the mentees and mentors, coaches present. Sorry, I can't speak people. The camera is far, but I don't know that I did. So I want to say that first of all, with apology. I did not make these dates quite rightly. From the 12th to 19th, I forgot completely, and I booked an appointment with National Assembly in Abuja. So I have to be here. So while I was there waiting for my appointment, I see the call that 7 o'clock is the time to imagine, so I have to run to the hotel to speak to you. Number one, I want to congratulate all the mentees for taking up this program. I must tell you one thing, that the opportunity you have, most of us never had this. I repeat, this opportunity that the Dr. Ajayi is giving us, most of us current entrepreneurs, we did not have it. We do not have the background that you are having now. The background is like the entrepreneur, the apprenticeship system of the Igbos. That they will go on apprenticeship, and after some years they start their businesses. And even the Abayomi Ajayi said it's part of the success of the program. And if Nigerians are exposed to mentorship, it will go a long way to make us successful entrepreneurs. And I want to advise that all the lessons we have learned, we should try and put them to practice. Knowledge is good, but application of knowledge is what matters. I want to repeat, knowledge is good, but application of knowledge is what matters. What am I trying to say? It's easy to see things working from far off, but until you work it, it never works. So whatever we have discussed and we have shared, each individuals on platform at different levels should put to practice. I know it's difficult to change mindset, but this type of mentoring program is to change your mindset. Mindset is entrepreneurship, because mindset determines the success that you are going to have. So it's key that you have the right mindset. There's no failure anywhere. Some people, because they believe they cannot make it, that mindset of not being able to make it will drive them to go and look for visa. Some of them go by sea to countries outside this shore, and they begin to do what they can never do in their country. It's mindset. But if you believe you can make it, you see yourself making it. Initially it might be tight, it might be difficult, it might not work smoothly, but after some time, you ride the wrongs and you get kicking. It's not that there won't be failure, there will be failures. But because of your experience, you'll be able to overcome all the failures. I want to thank the organization that set up this mentoring program. Honestly, Dr. Ajayi, you are doing well. I'm proud of you and I'm proud of the organization. Keep it up and God bless you, and I'll be able to offer my own support at any level you invite me to do in future. Thank you very much. Regards from Mr.
Thank you so very, very much, Mr. Popola. We're honored that you rushed to go and meet, have a meeting with the National Assembly and still squeezed out time for us. Thank you very much. Another round of applause for Mr. Popola. Thank you very much. Well, he said something, and I just want to put a little caveat. He said it's like the apprenticeship of the Igbo people. So, when they're done, you have to set each of one of them up in the hospital. That is enough. That is how we when they not finish. When they finish, so MD is supposed to build a hospital, clinic, whatever for each and every one of them. So I just want to say that's the difference, really. Thank you very much, Mr. Popola. So, without further ado, we would like to invite Mrs. Fashola, also to talk about entrepreneurship. You know, there's a lot of that coming through, and there's a reason, like they say, mentees, you get why? Pull your ears and keep them open, wide like that, because I'm sure she's going to drop nuggets of gold, okay? Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So, and thank you, Auntie, for setting me up. If you don't like me walking around with it, it's really great to be here. And for all that I've heard about the mentorship program from the mentees themselves, I think that, as your rabbi was saying, they say the taste of the soup is in the eating. So if those who have eaten the soup are saying that it's sweet, then it means that it is definitely sweet. So thank you very much to Lodika, to Dr. Ajayi, Mrs. Ajayi, Mrs. Fertility, everyone else has been involved in this program. Nigeria is a country that has so much to offer, but unfortunately, the people that do not see what Nigerians offer are Nigerians. What you find is that everyone looks around and they say things are hard, and they're spending so much money to leave. I think the microphones. They're spending so much money to leave the country. It would cost them so much less to make impact here. I remember one day on a flight somewhere, I sat next to a gentleman, his name is Okeokuzu, and I had never met him before, but as a business person, if I sit next to you on a plane, I make it my business to say hello, find out what you do, have some sort of conversation. Hopefully you won't say I'm being pesky. And you never know, you might find common grounds or synergies, or you might find something that we're able to do together. So I sat next to this gentleman. It was a 6-hour flight, so we had lots of time to either ignore each other or get acquainted, right? So I chose the latter. I guess it was being a gentleman, saw me, so I was wearing a wedding ring, so he didn't want to say hello before they say he's toasting somebody else's wife. So I said hello first and said, how are you? My name is Ife Fashola. I'm an investment banker. What do you do? And he introduced himself. And he had come to Nigeria from America, a Nigerian resident in America, had come to Nigeria from America to set up a company that does what? Clinical data. So they developed software, and they also made their own matching hardware for managing clinical data in underserved areas. So what you find is, I use certain hospitals because of my HMO. I either use Nagun or Evercare or this or that. Those hospitals have my data because I'm a repeat patient, right? So they keep the data. What happens to those in the primary health centers, people that use the primary health centers in the rural areas? What happens to their data if they go today and they have malaria, they go tomorrow and they have typhoid? Is somebody keeping track? Do you understand? Is there a record? Do they have health records? And this gentleman living in America, but whose mind was at home, kept thinking and said, this is something that should be solved. A lot of times you find that life expectancy in those parts, in the rural areas, very low, because sometimes people have long-standing conditions that are not recognized as long-standing because nobody's tracking it. Do you understand? So he brought that technology and deployed it in the villages, and he partnered with private hospitals, with government, and with the telecoms companies, and did something that I found very interesting, helpful, and impactful
in those communities. And he was just reading off data how healthcare service delivery had improved in those areas simply because of the availability of data, how a cholera outbreak was halted from becoming too bad because of that information that was just available, that okay, in the 2 villages we've had this number of people reporting for cholera within this time, and the local government was able to do something. And I ended up talking to him all through the 6 hours of the flight. We exchanged details and we became friends. And I'm just telling you this. Like this, that the opportunities abound. Why do we have a Mikio here? The Mikio are Indians, right? Yeah. But they left India to come and do it here. Do you know how big India is? Nation of India. It cannot be for want of people that they come here, because they recognize that Nigeria is a country with a lot of opportunity, and that's why you have so many foreigners here. I have Lebanese friends who are 2nd generation, 3rd generation. I have friends who moved here 29 years ago. No matter what you say, whether it's APC, PDP, or SDP in government, they're not going anywhere. Somehow, Nigeria is somewhere that works for them. So it's a question I ask myself all the time. Why does Nigeria work for everyone else and not for Nigerians? And how can we make Nigeria work for us? It starts with us taking ownership of our country. It starts with us stopping to think that someone has to come and fix it. It starts with us knowing that each and every one of us has something to offer, and that every one of us is a solution to the Nigerian problem. I'm a British citizen, so are my children, so is my mother. We all carry British passports, but we live in this Lagos. And I have so many friends, even at this late stage of life, you are finding people who are now registering for master's degrees abroad because they want to move their family. So the British government is complaining that dependents are more than students now, And constantly I have people asking me, what are you still doing here? And I find it irritating. I'm a Nigerian, my name is Ife, how can you be asking me what I'm still doing here? This is our country, and it's a land replete with opportunity, if only we would open our eyes and open our minds, and see every challenge as an opportunity, see every challenge as something that is a solution, and the fact that we are the ones that will come up with the solutions. If everybody leaves, what happens? I can assure you that one day, British government is already saying independents are more than students. Trust me, very soon they're going to change the rules. Those rules have changed so many times over the years. I schooled in England. The rules are different from what they were when I was there. And the rules will continue to change. A lot of countries in the West have aging populations. And so because the people are getting older, they don't procreate like we do in Africa. So they have to take care of their old. They do take care of their old. They have welfare services. Now somebody is going to pay. Someone's taxes will take care of ones that are old and no longer working. That's why they're asking us to come. So we can come and work to take care of their aged. What about our own aged? A lot of people that have japa now have left their vulnerable parents at home. If you know what vulnerable old people go through in the hands of house helps and all of that, you would feel sorry. My mom lives with me. If you see, my mother constantly tells me that your whole house is not as big as my kitchen. And imagine, she has left, I can't even call it a mansion, to come and live in my Lagos management something, because I am not comfortable with her being at the mercy of strangers. That is what we abandon our parents to when we all leave. And then we go work to take care of other people's parents. So I implore you, you're the next generation. Dr. Ajayi is doing what he's doing. And then one day he'll be done. I'm going to take over from the Dr. Ajayis. So please, for those of you that still have the heart and that can educate and enlighten others, as you've gone through this mentorship program, from being a mentee, you become a mentor. Everything that you've learned, you should pay forward. Everything you've learned, share with someone, impact someone, educate someone, enlighten someone, open their eyes to what Nigeria has to offer. People call Nigeria the sleeping giant of Africa. Whether you call it sleeping or you call it awake, Nigeria is a giant. And Nigeria is the giant of Africa. No amount of bad leadership can take that away from us. And I pray that one day Nigeria will become what Nigeria should be. That light will truly come into the darkness that we have right now. If only people could see the potential. We do a lot of data mining in my work, and sometimes I sit down tired, I cry. Like, why? Because truly, I have done a lot of work across Africa. I've been to other countries. I went to Tanzania. You know how some countries sound very exotic. The names sound exotic. And they say, we are going to Tanzania. We felt very cool with ourselves. When I got there, I said, enjoy it. Oh, no, but when are we going back to Lagos? How was this? And then you go, some people will even be talking about jollof rice. In this whole Africa. Even Senegal, where they originated jollof rice, if you see what they call jollof rice, I mean, Nigeria, we take anything, we make it better. You know, I went to Tanzania, I was in a rush to come back home. Went to the business class lounge at the airport. I said, let me just stay outside. The popular side was even better than the business class lounge. Nigeria competes with any country in the world. We have our shortcomings, we have our challenges, but when we put our minds to it, we rank with the best. And that is why wherever you go in the world, at some point where I was working in the UK, on a floor, in a building of 2,000 people, I was the only black person. Only. In the UK, with how much black people you have in the UK, including the Jamaicans and the Windrush people and all that. But because of the specialty of what we did, I was the only black person in a building of 2,000 people. People used to look at me like I was something that came out of a museum, you know. But I was not fazed. There was a Chinese girl there and she would be like that. I said, what do you now? She would say, oh, you know, we are very different. I said, I don't think so. Everybody has brain and they have fingers that they use on the computer. How are we different? Probably we're smarter than that. You know, as a Nigerian, you are born naturally heads and shoulders above everybody else. Call me immodest, but when it comes to Nigeria, I can't stop boasting. Everywhere you go, you see us there. The best doctors in the US, we rank with the best. You go to the UK, you are most likely, all these are our leaders that carry our money abroad. These Nigerian doctors, they go and meet them. Let's rebuild this nation. Where are the Nehemiahs? Where are the people who are going to put their heads down and rebuild this nation? Nigeria belongs to us. And I'll tell you, there's nowhere you go in the world, even if they give you their passport. Never be like here. I remember one day at immigration in the UK, handed over my passport, and the Indian said to me, so where are you coming from? I said, Nigeria. He said, oh, do you live there? I said, yes. Then he looked at the passport, said, but you have a British passport. I said, oh God, please, will you stamp the thing and give it back to me? Because I don't know how that is your business. Because he was looking at me like, how did you? Automatically, he was going to start questioning the validity of my passport because he asked me, oh, are you coming back home? I said, no, I live in Nigeria. I'm visiting the UK. He said, but you have a British passport. It became an issue. Do you understand? So either way, for some of us, we are Nigerians first. And if we see it like that, and we hold that sense, Nigeria is a land of plenty of opportunities. And for you guys that you are doctors, you're heads and shoulders above everyone else. There's a lot of opportunity in the healthcare sector. How do we harness the challenges and turn them to opportunities? I hope that what you've done in this mentorship program has opened your eyes, like some of you have said, opened your eyes to the possibilities out there and what you can do to contribute your quota to tomorrow's Nigeria, which is definitely going to be greater. Thank you. Thank you very much, Fashola. I, for one, am personally inspired. Tease, you're really blessed, aren't you? You're really blessed. Aren't you just? Another round of applause for Mrs. Fashola. Lots of things to think about, lots of food for thought, isn't it? Okay? And Baba Jide, stop looking after other people's old people. Please, you promised to come back. Don't make me come and fetch you. Okay? Thank you very much, Mrs. Fashola. That was seminar, I'd say. Thank you. So, I would like to welcome in our midst one of our mentors, Engineer Abwin. Encouraging words for our mentees this evening. Sorry to put you on the spot, but I know that wisdom always flows.
Thank you. You have to forgive me, I'm not as eloquent as Mrs. Fashola, but I am in alignment with what she's saying. First question I'll ask everybody is the mentees. Do you know the exchange rate between the Naira and the dollar today? 740. Okay. So this, for purpose of our discussion, let's just have it at 750. I don't know how many of you have traveled out of Nigeria, but maybe some of you have. For those who haven't, I will now ask the mentors. At 750 Naira, please, with your widely traveled experience, is it easier to make $1 or is it easier to make 750 Naira? Yeah? Yes. So it's actually a simple question. It's easier to make 750 Naira than it is to make $1. I had this debate with my kids a couple of years ago when it was 490 Naira to the dollar and 590 Naira to the pound sterling. One was in America, one was in the UK. And the debate was, the way things are going on in Nigeria, why should I come back? Arguments for arguments against. When they finished, I said, just answer me, please. How much is $1 tonight? Say 490. How much is sterling? 590. Please answer me. Which is easier to get? $1 or 490 Naira, or £1 or 590 Naira? And you know what they said? My question has answered their concerns. They're on their way back. And so they came back. There's a trend now for people to leave. But sometimes you ask yourself, why are people who have the opportunity to leave, why are they still here? She said she has multiple passports, so why is she still here? I belong to the same category with her, but I will never live here because the opportunities are here. what has happened is that we have been spoilt in Nigeria. We've had things very easy and very cozy in Nigeria. So we don't know how to deal with difficult situations. What has happened is that when we find a difficult situation, we think the answer is to escape. If you go abroad, and I use Europe as an example, most times most people are slim, like Mr. Love. And when they walk very fast, not like us. But if you go deeper, you'll understand that the cold, the weather there has made it impossible for them to be lazy. Because if they're lazy, they'll freeze to death. So they're always up and about. They found ways to deal with that challenge. They found ways to stay above that challenge. They even converted that challenge to opportunities. When you go somewhere like Norway, they say, it's time to look at the northern lights. It becomes a tourist feature. But the place is damn cold. So when you come to Nigeria, we have all these difficulties around leadership, the economy, cost of living, and because we've been taught that go to school, earn a degree, once you come out, life will be good. Sorry, it doesn't work that way. So the people who double down here, the trajectory I gave is that for the first 6-7 years when you leave school, it would appear as if the people abroad are doing better than you. But because life is a marathon, over the stretch, you actually find out that they don't come close. They may talk about the nice house they live in, the nice cars they drive, But if you dig deep, you'll find out that everything is on credit. Everything is on credit. If they're out of a job for 2 months, they lost everything. So, people who have experienced life in that place and have the benefit of having a Nigerian passport have been able to make the deduction and conclusion that, I am better off here. I'm sure a lot of you wonder, what does an engineer have to do with talking to medical people? But I've gotten involved with medical people. We've built medical facilities. I had a couple who just built a cancer center in Lagos. It was opened, I think, last year or 2 years ago. I invited Dr. Ajayi to come during the soft launch. These people were living in the UK. The lady was so damn qualified. In fact, Dr. Ajayi at some point worked for her father, in his own hospital. But she had gotten to a very high point. But she came back here with her husband and they established this cancer center. I don't want to be revealing trade secrets, but they broke even in 6 months. The man has moved back to Nigeria. They broke even in 6 months. You see, so what was I doing? What was I thinking? They said Nigeria. Because they established a world-class or an international standard center. And that brings me to the next thing. You have to see yourself as competing with the best. Once you have quality as your watchword, professional competence as your watchword, in this environment, we have, especially in Lagos and in the urban areas, we have what is called flight to quality. People will pay a premium for your service. But if you are wishy-washy on the average level, then you'll be complaining that you can't buy a generator or you can't buy diesel. But if you are top-notch in whatever it is you are doing, and people who are top-notch here, just by reputation, at least in Lagos, and in the urban areas, people will be knocking at your door. Doesn't matter what field it is, medicine, banking, engineering, software, fintech, health tech, everything. The person you mentioned you want to play with, I happen to know him. What he didn't tell you was that he was in Nigeria before, that he worked in a bank in Nigeria. Oh, he did? Good. But he's gone to Japan before, But after spending so many years there, he decided that, it's actually happening here. Same thing with his older brother, who was a schoolmate of mine. After spending so many years there, he decided that, look, they're better off here. So, what am I saying in effect? For some people, they want to go and taste it and then make up their mind. Some people, they have the benefit of advice. Some of them will take it, some of them may not take it until they find out. So, I wouldn't discourage you from wanting to travel. But there's a saying in my place that when a man marries two wives, when a man marries the second wife, he now knows the one that is better. Right? So you go there, you suffer in the winter, nobody can give you 50 pounds when you are broke. Nobody can, it's not so you come and say, oh brother, give me 5,000 and then nobody will give you 50 or 20 pounds. Where would they give, where they get it from? But they're all living on the margin. So the social connection which you have here, you don't have there. And I think when it happens to you once or twice, maybe you can't pay for your heating, then you'll understand that this is the place. However, in this environment, you have to find the sweet spots, excellence and solutions. A lot of foreign money is still coming into this country in places like the health sector. All of you know about the fintech sector. Some of you know about the health tech sector. They are seeing what Nigerians don't see. That's why you see young boys, they're raising money in millions of dollars. Some of them have never left this place. The guys are coming here looking for them because they're solving real life problems in the health sector and other sectors of our economy. Up to a while ago, if you were in an aircraft coming into Nigeria, one of the things that will amaze you is that there were more Oyinbos than Nigerians in the flight coming into Nigeria, and you're wondering, is it not the same Nigeria that I'm running away that these guys are coming? And the attitude is that you guys don't know what you have. That in any sector, you guys don't know what you have. But again, you see people like Dr. Ajayi, you see people like Ms. Fashola, excuse me, Mr. Anao. It takes at least 30 years. Please listen to me clearly. It takes at least 30 years to get to the top of your profession. So if you think they're going to make it in 2, 5, 10, 7 years, forget it. If you want to be honest with yourself, it takes 30 years. Am I minimum? Right? You start from your 20s, it's in your 50s that you begin to taste success. And when that success comes, it's exponential. It's exponential. So, don't go with the Nigerian notion and have a short-term view of anything. It's a marathon. It's a marathon. It's not a 100-meter dash. That Lagbaja has Jacquard and is working in this hospital. Already the Nigerian doctors are now called. They're not complaining how they mistreat the Nigerian doctor. They're working 22 hours a day. I'm sure you've read about it. They're working 22 hours a day. Here, you can work for 6 hours and say, look, if your mom is your friend's birthday, please, you can't do that abroad. Or you are going for a funeral on Friday to come back funeral, yeah, that's the end of the job for you. So some of these things that we used to balance here, they don't have it there. This balancing thing we have here, you can't put money on it. But again, I don't want to speak too much. You know, sometimes you go and find out yourself, or you take the advice. But please have in mind, whatever aspect of medicine you want to go into, being a manager, being a practitioner, being an entrepreneur, it takes 30 years to get to the top. You may make it in 3 years, but you may find out you've blown everything. You've blown everything because the maturity, the mental capacity to handle success at such a young age is not there. So please keep in mind it's a marathon. Keep in mind that it's not as good as everybody says it is. You'll always want to show you the nice parts of staying abroad, but they should tell you about the other parts, which they try not to tell you. Yeah, that's all I can contribute on this impromptu hijack. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Engineer. So you really see that you're a lot more eloquent than you thought, or than you. So you are being humble. Humility, according to Samuel. Thank you very much. Well, this was meant to be a dinner, and still that aspect hasn't been scrapped at all. We just rejigged our schedule. So we'll be going up for dinner now to the restaurant. But before then, we'd like to have the group photograph with the mentees and the mentors. So, what did you want to?
Yes. You can use this, please.
So please, mentees, can you step forward, please, very quickly? And also in this hotel.
We're going to do this with us. Please, sir, I want you to join so that the treatment is yes. Yes.
5-5.
Yes, thanks, sir. Sir, join them, sir. We do it 5 minutes.
And but the three of you can be on one side.
Take the chair.
Please, I want more of it. Thank you, sir. So we can flip it now, right?
Right. Okay.
now. That's why their name, the name of the people on that.
Yes. I was first.
She was with the
Yes. Became with
10 of you.
And he was there.
Wow!
Right?
No.
So
I remember you very well now. They gave them about 8.
Yeah.
The lady who was the associate professor.
Yes, from Adams. She's not a professor.
She's not a professor.
Yes.
That's because that's
yes. So yes. It did not click. Yes.
I remember when we were I'm next.
Please wait, one more. Actually,
She does not need to close down. That's the aspect of it. You know what we've done now? We now have a Because I was going to ask you that, what is this box? Are you doing
You just want to taking care of us indirectly. The program, there was no even application fee again. There was nothing like, really, there are some programs before you get into, you have to at least maybe pay some application fee or some, I don't know, some sort. But they've never asked us for, in fact, why we come at all. And you've been doing all this for us. And we really didn't even know what to get. But we just hope that you don't whatever you see there, we not say what's there. There's a spirit behind. Just presenting this token to you. And our mentors also brought each child. Yes. And Mrs. Ibiyemi. And to our coach for
our class captain.
Please, Namdi, come on.
Please join. Let's
Zoom it.
don't break your back.
Shall I ask over?
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much. You will sleep. Yeah.
Only one. And sir, he's so shy.
All the other mentors.
Are they labeled? Yes. Coach Monito. Oh, yes.